Imagine two mighty civilizations, both nourished by the same life-giving river, locked in a struggle that would echo for millennia. This is the story of the Nile conquest, a tale of gold, power, and a spirit that refused to be broken. Our journey begins around 1500 BC, during Egypt's magnificent New Kingdom. The pharaohs, rulers of a vast and sophisticated empire, cast their ambitious eyes south towards the land of Nubia. What did they see? They saw gold shimmering in the desert sands, a wealth beyond imagination. They saw vital trade routes, arteries of commerce that connected the heart of Africa with the Mediterranean world. They saw an opportunity for glory and an empire that would stretch further than ever before. And so, the invasions began. Pharaohs like the formidable Thutmose I led their powerful armies, a force of chariots and infantry unlike any the world had seen. They marched south along the banks of the Nile, their objective clear: to conquer and control Nubia. The Nubians, renowned as the people of the bow for their legendary archery skills, were fierce warriors. They fought with incredible bravery to defend their homeland, their cities, and their way of life. But the sheer military might of the Egyptian New Kingdom was overwhelming. One by one, Nubian strongholds and cities, including the powerful capital of Kerma, fell to the invaders. The pharaohs didn't just conquer, they integrated. They established a system of colonial rule, appointing viceroys to govern the newly annexed territory, which they called Kush. Their primary mission was to ensure a steady flow of tribute back to Egypt. This tribute was the lifeblood of Egypt's golden age. Caravans laden with gold, exotic ivory, valuable ebony, precious incense, and even wild animals like giraffes and leopards made their way north to the temples and palaces of Thebes and Memphis. This wasn't just a military occupation. It was a cultural collision. The Egyptians built magnificent temples dedicated to their own gods, like Amun-Ra, right in the heart of Nubia. The famous temples at Abu Simbel, carved into a mountainside by Ramses the Great, were a powerful statement of Egyptian dominance, visible for miles along the Nile. Egyptian language, writing, and administrative practices were imposed upon the Nubian people. For over 500 years, Nubia was effectively an Egyptian colony. But a story of conquest is never one-sided. While Egyptian culture was imposed from above, the deep-rooted traditions of the Nubian people endured. Think of it like the Nile itself. While the surface may be stirred by winds, the deep currents flow on, unchanged. Beneath the veneer of Egyptian rule, Nubian identity was not extinguished. Their unique languages continued to be spoken, their local deities were still worshipped in private, and their distinctive artistic styles subtly blended with Egyptian motifs, creating a fascinating hybrid culture. This period of interaction, though born of conflict, led to a rich and complex fusion of two great civilizations. The Nubians were more than just subjects. They were active participants in the Egyptian empire, albeit often not by choice. Many Nubians served in the Egyptian army, their archery skills highly prized. They became soldiers, administrators, and even priests in the very system that had conquered them. This long period of close contact meant that the Nubians absorbed a great deal about Egyptian military tactics, technology, and political structures. They were learning, watching, and waiting. They never forgot their heritage or their pride. The seeds of resentment were sown deep in the conquered soil, watered by the desire for freedom. This brings us to one of history's most fascinating reversals of fortune. After centuries of Egyptian rule, the New Kingdom began to decline. Internal power struggles and external threats weakened the once mighty empire. As Egypt weakened, Nubia grew stronger. The knowledge they had gained during the occupation was about to be turned against their former masters. A new, powerful Nubian kingdom, centered around the city of Napata, rose from the ashes of the old. Around 747 BC, a Nubian king named Pie looked north and saw an Egypt fractured and in chaos. He saw himself not as a foreign conqueror, but as the true heir to the pharaonic tradition, a unifier destined to restore order and piety to the land of the Nile. In a stunning turn of events, PA led his armies north, doing the unthinkable. He conquered Egypt. He and his successors became the pharaohs of Egypt's 25th dynasty, often called the Black Pharaohs. These Nubian pharaohs didn't destroy Egypt, they revered it. They saw themselves as restorers of traditional Egyptian values. They built and repaired temples, revived ancient religious rites, and championed a renaissance of Egyptian art and architecture, inspired by the classic styles of the Old and Middle Kingdoms. For nearly a century, rulers from the land that was once conquered now sat on the throne of their conquerors, ruling over a unified kingdom of Nubia and Egypt. It was the ultimate revenge, a testament to the incredible resilience of the Nubian spirit. The conquered had become the conquerors, proving that in the long, winding story of the Nile, power is as fluid as the river itself. This incredible chapter of history shows us that culture can be a form of resistance, and that the legacy of a people can endure even centuries of foreign rule. The relationship between Egypt and Nubia was not just one of dominance and submission, but a complex dance of conflict, exchange, and eventual reversal. It reminds us that empires can fall, and that the spirit of a people, like the enduring river, can ultimately carve its own path. What do you find most fascinating about this incredible story of conquest and comeback? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this journey back in time, please like this video and subscribe for more stories from our amazing shared history. See you next time.